Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. Opening day baseball on the show. It's Istanbul going up against the Netherlands. With my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. All right, partner, ready to go? Always a pleasure to get things started with you on opening day.
Well, Happy New Year, buddy. And anyone that's involved in baseball, even though it's not January 1st, this is the start of a new year. Every team has playoff hopes. I love this time of the year. I'm excited to get things going.
And now,
opening day festivities ramping up. And we'll be back to get this season started right after this. Just a little bit away from first pitch. Our starter in this one, Tyler Glasnow. Chris, how about a scouting report?
Yeah, very respectable numbers last year. A sub 350 ERA. And, you know, guys like that, you may think, well, they're elite pitchers that are pitching sub twos. They're dominating. But when you can have that kind of consistency, you know you have a chance to win the ball game every time he takes the mound. So, you know, good season last year. Opportunity for him to go out there and repeat it this year, possibly even improve. But I tell you what, if this guy's pitching for me and I'm playing in the outfield, I'm loving every minute of it.
Will Brennan, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball one. Left field. Shin makes the catch. One up, one down. All right, let's take a look at the lineup. Big challenge for them today as they take on a pitcher who brings electric stuff and really racks up the strikeouts.
Yeah, and it's all about making good contact against a pitcher like this. You're not going to get very many pitches to hit in an at-bat, maybe even in a game. So you've got to be ready, zoned in the spot where you think you've got the best chance and jump all over it. Might be the first pitch in the at-bat, so you better walk up there ready from the jump. If they can make early, consistent contact, I think they'll have a much better shot against it.
Carson Coronado stands in now and watches strike one. And the next pitch is way outside. That's down and in.
Really good take, especially with two strikes.
And that's in the dirt. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
He's really good hitting the baseball the other way. So credit the pitcher for having him out in front of that pitch. Clearly he had him fooled.
2 outs, base is empty. Stephen Kwan getting ready to hit. And first offering is fouled off. Kwan getting to start in left. 27 years old. And he was selected for the All-Star game last year. The 0-1. And that one upstairs, ball one.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
And that is out of play. And they'll do it again. 2 outs, base is empty. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with a fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Breaking ball, and that got him. He had 2 strikes on him, and he hit him.
The catcher.
Now at the plate, Dylan Dingler. That one finds the zone. Strike one. Two gone, but the go-ahead run is at first here on opening day. Next offering is fouled back. Foul ball. It stays 0-2.
Flew open a little bit with that front shoulder, but was able to slow his bat down just enough to make contact with that pitch. Keep the at-bat alive.
Headed down the line. And a foul ball. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Glasnow with the strikeout. So it's no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. On to the bottom of the first. No score. And we're back. And on the hill in this one, Tanner Bybee. What do we need to know here about the right-hander?
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
And a breaking ball drops in for a strike. Swing and a miss. And the count 1-2.
2 strikes.
Got him. 1 away.
No, just couldn't pull the trigger on the fastball right there, and I don't think he was taking it, thinking it might be a cold ball or anything. I just think he was flat out frozen. Did not expect that location, in my opinion.
Jay Shin, batting with 1 down, takes a strike. That one the other way, pulls it down, and there's 2 gone. And let's take a look at the lineup. We could be in for a power showcase today with the wind blowing out, a lot of lift and separate, Chris.
Well, we know hitters are in this era definitely trying to hit the ball in the air regardless of the conditions, but I think even a little more so there's margin for error if you can get the ball up in the air. So, you'll see at times, I'm sure, with 2 strikes, what looks like a half swing that can get out of the ballpark with a hitter who's got decent pop.
Corbin Carroll in the box now. No balls and a strike. Pitch misses there, and that's ball 1. And that skips in the dirt. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. Shenton makes the catch, and that'll do it. We played an inning, no score. And welcome back to the ballpark. Second inning set to go. And now we'll see one of the top prospects in baseball step in the box for her major league debut. Travis Bazzana. Glasnow back to work. Pitch misses. Ball 1.
So here's an interesting note on Glasnow. He's been known to look at photos of people he doesn't like before it starts. It's a way for him to kind of get angry, and then he carries that anger out to the mound to help him pitch. Sounds like a good strategy to me, but I wonder who he's looking at.
Swing and a miss at a slider.
Well, there's a certain point where you have to commit to what you think you see, and he guessed wrong right there. Nasty slider with just terrific bite at the end.
That one off the bad part of the bat, just a lazy fly ball. He's got it. 1 down.
Well, those can be pretty fun as an outfielder. Got to put it into his highest gear and go a long way to track that one down. Nothing better than that. You feel like a wide receiver playing football.
Kyle Austin stands in now and watches strike one. Glass now, he has a reputation, I don't know, maybe a knack for working himself out of tough situations that he finds himself in. You know, you like that in a relief pitcher, but when you have it for a starting pitcher, a guy that can get out of a tight spot, that is pretty valuable. Swing and a miss. And the count 1-2.
And you won't see the skipper rush to get somebody up in the bullpen as soon as he starts to see some signs of trouble. This guy's earned a longer leash, and because of that, confidence grows with the players and teammates playing behind him, that when things get a little rough out there, they know he'll find his way through it.
That one way inside. 1 out, base is empty. How much of the ability to do that in a tight spot is the mental approach?
I think it's very much being able to have a laser-like focus, slow everything down, stay right in that moment, pitch-to-pitch execution, and focusing on that catcher's mitt.
Howe snags it for the second out.
Oh, that's what he's looking for with the fastball above the zone. A swing and miss or weak contact.
Baseman, number 9.
2 down, base is empty. Kyle Manzardo now at the plate. Second inning here, no score. And strike 2.
He's trying to stay away from this lefty, knowing that a lot of left-handers like the ball down and in.
That one close, ruled a ball. And that's ball 1.
Close pitch there, and he's kind of wondering where it missed. You know, getting a feel for each umpire's strike zone is something that pitchers and hitters really have to think about and work on from game to game, and sometimes from at bat to at bat.
Swings and misses, and good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Bottom half of inning number 2. And now the catcher comes up to him. Francisco Alvarez. Ball 1 there. Just missed.
He's clearly trying to work him away here. Both pitches off the plate. If you really want to put the ball in play, you're going to have to stay back and drive it to the opposite field.
Hit on the ground to short. Keith tosses to first. Leadoff man retired here in the second.
Batting fifth, the left fielder, Drew Shin.
Now it's the veteran outfielder, Drew Shin, trying to pick up his first knock in the big leagues. Ball 1, no strikes. Right through there for a strike.
Looks like a really good fastball today. You can hear that catcher's mitt popping. Looking forward to hearing a lot of that one in this one.
Next offering in there for a strike. That is strike 2. Good job to fight that one off. And now 2-2. Just misses the mark outside the zone. Foul ball, and it remains a full count. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Up the middle, Bazzana fires to first on the run. Nicely done for the out.
Batting sixth, the shortstop, John.
And now the shortstop,
Chang.
John Chang, looking for his first big league hit right here. There's a strike. Check swing. He went too far, and it's a strike.
0-2.
Caught him looking for the K. We'll move to the third with no score. And we're back.
Leading
now
off
it's the
for
rookie
the
DH,
All-Stars,
Donnell
the designated
Brunk.
hitter, Donnell Brunk.
There's the strike.
Man, this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
Next pitch is downstairs. And a swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And now the count is even.
That one called just inside, I think, and on the mound, he's trying to get a little bit of an explanation. Doesn't seem to be too bothered by it, though, but he clearly thought it clipped the corner.
And a curve is down and in.
Really great change of speeds. He goes off the off speed to the fastball, and the hitter doesn't know what's coming next.
That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
What a battle. It's not always easy laying off a 3-2
the center
pitch, and I tell you what,
Quincy
he earned that walk.
Swan.
So digging in, Quincy Swan. Gets the slider in there for a strike.
0-1's the count.
Brunk aboard here at first with nobody out. Next pitch is outside. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today.
Way out front of that inside pitch there. Just exactly the opposite kind of approach that you want with 2 strikes. You want to let the ball travel. Make sure you recognize it. Try to shorten up so that you can at least put the ball in play. Clearly fooled, but I think even more so, you question the 2-strike approach.
And now here is Will Brennan. Top of the third, no score. That one inside. And now it's even 1-1. There's the strike at the knees. Swings through it for the K. Nice job behind the plate there.
You hear people talk about letting the ball travel so often in terms of a hitting approach, and that's a great example why right there. If he's willing to let that curveball get a little deeper into the zone before he commits, he's way more likely to recognize that it's making a beeline for the dirt. On the other side, still a nice 2-strike pitch, though.
Coronado in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike. Right through there for a strike.
And a bat like this is almost over as it begins. In this situation, you have no idea what the next pitch is going to be. You just got to hope that you can make contact.
Kicks and deals.
1 ball.
Squirts
2
away
strikes.
a little bit. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. No runs, no base hits, no errors, and a runner left. We move on to the bottom of inning number 3. We're tied 0-0. As we go to the last of the third, here comes Mike Yastrzemski to the plate.
Yastrzemski.
And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. That one finds the zone, and it's 0-2.
That's excellent location on the fastball right there early in this game. If he can do that all game, should be a good outing for him.
That misses. Now 1-2.
That's a good pitch there. Really had some run and finished a little up and in just on the edge. And that's one of those, if you swing at it, hit a broken bat as you jog back to the dugout. Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher on the same page right now.
Chief Horn.
Chief Horn digs in now. Swing at a high fly ball. That's out to center. Bazzana puts it away, and there are 2 outs.
Batting ninth, the third baseman, Drew Howe.
Here's the third baseman, Drew Howe. Trying to bunt his way on, and that's foul. Stays alive. And that's off the inside edge. Ball 1. Hit in the air left field. Keith sizes this one up. Drops into the glove. And that is that. On to the 4th. Still scoreless. And welcome back to the ballpark. Here's the left fielder, Stephen Kwan. That one missed.
Well, these guys, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations, and that's been true again today.
Glass now, ready and deals. There's a strike.
And as a pitcher, when the hitters are swinging at everything, you feel no need to challenge inside the zone. You just keep working the corners and expanding that strike zone and beyond, and they just keep eating right out of your hand.
Thank you.
Three and 2. Payoff pitch. It's a leadoff walk, and that's the go-ahead run.
That's a nice at bat and a great take on 3-2. Probably could have gone either way in that spot around the knees.
Go-ahead run on base. Dylan Dingler will hit next. And the pitch a little bit low. Ball 1.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
another
Outside, that's
ball.
Back-to-back breaking pitches away, you get the feeling as a hitter that the pitcher's afraid of you, that he doesn't want to challenge you. So I think the confidence level is raised right here.
And that's in for a strike.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Just misses there.
On this count, runner not known for his speed, but I think you got to put him in motion. Try to avoid a double play here, Booth.
All tied up here on opening day. And that one lifted in the air, center field. 1 away.
The batter, the second baseman, Travis Bazzana.
Here's the second baseman, Travis Bazzana.
And there's one thing on his mind this at bat, getting that first hit at the big league level.
Ball 1,
that's
no
off the plate.
strikes. Bazzana, 22 years old, and he's a native of Australia. Fought off foul. Man at first, 1 away. That's off the inside corner, and that's ball 2. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds at second with 1 gone. Travis Bazzana with his first major league hit, and this is a moment I'm sure he'll never forget. Congrats.
Yeah, great moment for him and his family. A guy works so hard and has to wait so long for this to happen, and when it does, it can kind of be overwhelming, Boog. You still have to stay locked in on the game, but it's great when you can take a minute to just appreciate what you've done and how hard you've worked to get here.
First and second, 1 out. Austin getting ready to hit. He's 0 for 1. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. Headed for the plate. He'll score, and it's an RBI single, and it's 1-0.
Big swing of the bat right there to give him the lead. That was clutch. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy.
And here is Kyle Manzardo. Struck out swinging his first time. Right through there for a strike.
At the dish, looking to lift the ball in the air in this spot. Anything but the inning double play, Boo.
The 0-1 is outside, and it's a ball and a strike. Ground ball could be 2. Jang toss to second, not in time at first. It's a fielder's choice.
Well, there's a lot riding on that at bat right there. Nice job of the pitcher to bear down, make the pitch, get the ground ball. Excellent piece of work.
Jonell Brunk now at the plate. Walked his first time. And that one clips the corner.
Oh, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
Swing and a high fly ball down the right field line. And that's the 3rd out. But the RBI single pushes across a run. It's now 1-0. So up next, John Jang.
All-Stars, the second baseman, John Jang.
shortened to bunt and missed it. 0-1.
They'll try to bunt for a hit right there, and you can tell he's trying to get something, anything going offensively.
Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. So a runner aboard to start the inning. John Chang with his first major league hit, and this is a moment I'm sure he'll never forget. Congrats.
Yeah, great moment for him and his family. A guy works so hard and has to wait so long for this to happen, and when it does, it can kind of be overwhelming, Boog. You still have to stay locked in on the game, but it's great when you could take a minute to just appreciate what you've done and how hard you've worked to get here.
Jay Shin, the next to hit. He's 0 for 1. Outside low, 1-0.
Well, here's a good opportunity in this inning to get on the scoreboard after that leadoff hit, and hardly order coming up right behind them. This is where they need to get going.
Tying run is at first. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Fastball for a strike. Baidu over to first, and he's back safely. Here comes the pitch. There goes the runner from first. And the count 1-2. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Fouls it off, still 1-2. Jang gets his lead at first, nobody out. And just misses with that one.
Man, oh man, I don't know how you take that pitch. That's as close as it gets.
Line drive, base hit. Throw comes in, runner stopped, second and third, nobody out. Jay Shin with his first major league hit, and this is a moment I'm sure he'll never forget. Congrats.
Yeah, great moment for him and his family. A guy works so hard and has to wait so long for this to happen, and when it does, it can kind of be overwhelming, Boog. You still have to stay locked in on the game, but it's great when you could take a minute to just appreciate what you've done and how hard you've worked to get here.
This is Corbin Carroll. Golden opportunity right here. Swing and a foul out of play. Base runners at second and third here. No outs. And that one fouled off. Just misses. And the count 1-2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. That one almost got him.
That's a really good take.
Francisco Alvarez in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. And that'll load the bases.
Well, that sets up a really big at-bat in this game. These are the moments where everyone in the stadium gets really locked in.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Here's the catcher, Francisco Alvarez. Grounded out his first time up. Ripped on a line. And no one can run it down. One run's in. Now the second run is in. The run scores all the way from first. It's 3-1.
Just a huge at-bat right there. A lot of hitters tell themselves, line drive over the infielder's head. That's what I'm trying to do. Just keep that approach simple. And right there, it was perfectly executed. On time with everything and pulled it into the gap nicely.
Runner in scoring position. No outs. Shin digs in now. That misses,
Yep, that ball
and
went
that's
out.
ball one.
Well, these players doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of them. It's not just the 3 runs they've already scored. On top of that, they forced this starter to throw more pitches than he wanted to at this point of the game.
And a foul ball.
And that pitch count is impactful because if they can keep making him work hard out there, it may force the bullpen to get involved a little sooner rather than later.
Ball 2.
And now 2 balls and a strike. And that's
Ball
down
3.
and away. Hit hard on the ground is short. Handles, throws to first. Finally gets the first out here on the grounder. John Chen.
The batter,
will
number
hit
99.
next.
Shortstop, John Chen.
Right through there for a strike. Still only 1 out here in the inning. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. And there are 2 down.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Mike
Yastrzemski up here. His first at bat was a strikeout. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. Gets off a throw. Inning over, and it could have been worse. But 3 runs come across in the inning, all on this 3-run double. It's now a 3-1 ball game. You're dialed into the show. Welcome back. Quite a pitcher's duel so far. Here's how the starters have performed up to this
the
point.
center fielder, Quincy Swan.
Glass now back to work. Climb the ladder with that fastball, and it's 0-1. Now the bullpen looks to be springing into action. Chet Kwan, the rookie left-hander, appears to be getting going. Number 48 also getting ready. Outside with a breaking ball.
Well, after putting up a nice inning on offense, got some runs across, this is where you look for the starter to go out there, have a shutdown inning. Don't give that other team any hope. You just hope that he can get through this inning, get the bats back up there while they're hot.
And there's 1 down. So the lineup flips over. Will Brennan now at the plate. 0 for 2 in this one. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
0-1.
And there's a foul ball. Base is empty, 1 away, and we're at the top of the 5th. And there's a ball.
Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
1 down, base is empty. Oof. That one went straight back and got our ump right in the mask. Let's hope he's okay. That just misses, and the count is 2-2.
2 strikes.
And that one is lifted in the air. Shin under it, and it's caught for the out. Here's the shortstop at the plate, Carson Coronado, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. And there's the strike.
0-1's the count.
And that drops in for a strike.
Man, 91 on the slider right there. That's a hard one. That's a low-end fastball for some pitchers.
Two outs. And down on strikes. And is up to 7 strikeouts. And we're back. And now the first baseman, Chief
The
Horn.
first baseman.
This
Chief
is a guy you got to keep an
Horn.
eye on when he digs in. Definitely been known to drop a drag bunt from time to time, and he's pretty good at it, Chris.
Yeah, and he creates a sense of urgency for the defense because of the speed, because of the ability to put down that bunt.
Brennan makes the grab, 1 down.
Third baseman number 2, Drew.
Now the third baseman, Drew Howe. 0 for 1 with a flyout. And he swings and misses at the initial offering.
Just a bit tardy there. Not sure if he had a hard time picking it up out of the hand or if he was sitting off speed.
That's in there. That's strike 2.
Absolutely frozen on that heater right down the middle, and that's a pitch you're just not getting back. Now he's in a tough spot, especially after falling behind on a good first pitch. Good late cut for the strikeout there. That thing really got in on him, and
Now
the cutter isn't
the
really a
second
huge
baseman,
swing and
John
miss pitch most of the time because it's not really meant to move a whole lot. You're just trying to miss the big part of the barrel and maybe get some weak contact, but that one right there did a whole lot more than that. That was a really good pitch.
Jang in the box now. No balls and a strike. And strike 2. 2 down, nobody on. Last half of inning number 5. Bazana fires over to first. And that is that. New pitcher on here, Chet Kwan. And this is the best way to make your major league debut. No one on base.
Yeah, you're already going to be a little nervous out there, so I think it's a nice job by the skipper to get him in here without any added pressure with traffic on the bases.
For the All-Star.
So digging in, Stephen Kwan. And a pitch. And that's downstairs and outside. Activity in the bullpen. Soup Shaw appears to be getting ready. And I'm sure he's feeling some nerves. This would be his major league debut. Shin, the lefty, warming up as well. That's in there. And the count even at 1.
It's been tough for the offense so far, but you can't get frustrated. You got to find a way to shake it off, go up there and relax. That's the only way you're going to be able to put runs up on the board.
Swings through that one.
Gonna really need to hang in there with that front side against this left-handed breaking ball.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Leadoff man retired in the 6th.
Well, one of the things that hitters will do is they'll look for that red dot on the baseball as it's coming in to let them know what the pitch is. And if they see the red dot, it's typically a slider. But when a guy's got a really tight one with high spin rates, very difficult to determine. And that's probably why we saw a swing and miss right there. Just a nasty pitch.
And now Dylan Dingler whips it to first. And a couple of quick outs.
The batter, the second baseman, Travis Bazana.
Now it's the second baseman, Travis Bazzana. And that one misses up and in. Ball one. Right through there for a strike.
Back-to-back fastballs in. That last one called for a strike. Probably go away, but look for him to come back in there to try to finish you off.
2 down, nobody on. And that one fouled off. And a ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a ball popped in the air. How? And that is that. Offense held in check there to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Netherlands out front 3-1. And welcome back to the ballpark. Here's the center fielder, Jay Shin. On the ground at first, Manzardo. He takes it on his own. 1 away, bottom of the 6th.
The right fielder, number 7, Corbin Carroll.
And now the right fielder, Corbin Carroll. We talk about guys with good speed, and definitely he has it. But pushing the offense aside for just a second, Chris, it's the defensive side that I think the speed factors in the most.
Well, he gets to balls that get by most people at that position. Just really impressive because there's certain times the ball comes off the bat, automatically that team that hit it thinks that they've got a base hit or they may have extra bases, and he just takes it away.
Swing and a miss. Had him out front for the strikeout. Chris, 3rd time through the order and a couple of quick outs for the starter.
Number 4.
Yeah, he's been very frugal today. Economical with the pitch count.
2 outs, base is empty. Francisco Alvarez getting ready to hit. Fastball for a strike. Oh, and 2 now as he swings through it.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And a good eye there. And that's in the dirt.
Yep.
And a foul ball, he stays alive.
You could see he was trying to stay back long enough to handle the off-speed pitch, but just a little tardy on the fastball.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. And that's 6 Ks for him in this one. And we're back. And now it's switch hitting third baseman Kyle Austin. Swing and a hard hit liner up the middle and a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Seems like he got exactly what he was looking for right there. You'll often hear the phrase short to it, long through it, and that's a great example of it right there. Got the barrel in the hitting zone early, squared it up with the well-timed swing, and came away with a beautiful line drive in the center field.
And here's the first baseman, Kyle Manzardo. And that's outside.
Now, these guys definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap. But, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important to getting back into this ball game.
And another ball.
No, he's really working him away, this at bat. Sometimes take a little bit off velocity. Try to get a rollover, something on the ground. Stay away from that big hole on the right side of the infield.
And that one fouled off. The tying run at the plate. That one finds the zone, and that is strike 2.
2 strikes.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Tying run at the plate. That misses the zone, and that's ball 3.
This is a really good feeling for a hitter. At this point in the ball game, you know that they don't want to walk you, so you're going to get a pitch to hit. You just better not miss it.
3-2 on the way. He fouls it off. We'll do it again.
Hanging in there pretty good against the lefty.
And a swing and a miss. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout.
Thought it was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Chet Kwan is done. 2-run ball game as he heads for the dugout, and we'll be back with a new pitcher.
Now pitching.
So they turn things over to the righty, Soup Shaw. On for his major league debut, and a moment he will never forget.
Better believe that. It's always so special the first time you get into a big league ball game. I did it as a position player, but for him as a pitcher, I'm sure there's some nerves there. Probably don't want to squeeze the baseball too tight. Just relax and do what you're capable of doing.
Wrong. In the box now, take strike 1. With the tying run at the plate, here in the top half of inning number 7. Ground ball right side, it squirts through. They get it in quickly, so first and second now 1 out. Donnell Brunk with his first major league hit, and this is a moment I'm sure he'll never forget. Congrats.
Yeah, great moment for him and his family. A guy works so hard and has to wait so long for this to happen. And when it does, it can kind of be overwhelming, Boog. You still have to stay locked in on the game, but it's great when you can take a minute to just appreciate what you've done and how hard you've worked to get here.
Quincy Swan digs in now. Base hit into right center. Coming home. The relay throw. Safe at the plate, and the run scores all the way from second. And now they trail by 1. So he gets 2 milestones with that hit, his first big league knock, and he drives in his first run as well.
Yeah, you love to get both of those out of the way with just 1 swing of the bat, and it makes the special moment even more special. It's not just an individual accomplishment when you're also driving in a run for your team. That's an at-bat he's never going to forget.
2 on, 1 out. Now it's the right fielder, Will Brennan. Just missed.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
And that's in for a strike.
Getting a little frustrated with the strike zone.
1 out. The possible tying and go-ahead runs on base. The changeup missing, and it's 2-1.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
That one's in there. 2-2.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. Really think the outer half is open.
On the ground to first, could be 2. Off balance speed, there's 1. Return throw to first, got him. Double play, and that'll do it. So 1 run in the inning on this base hit. It's now a 3-2 ball game. We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Guy Griffin. On for his major league debut, so we'll see if he's ready for the big stage.
He just has to remember this is the same game that he's played all the way through the minor leagues to this point. The only difference, there are just more people in the stands and it's a bigger stadium, but the game itself is still the same. Look at the catcher, whatever fingers he puts down, that's what you throw, and just let him lead you in this one.
Movement in the bullpen, Jacob Junis up and throwing. Dickerson also throwing. Up and in, and it's 2-0.
He's great hitting the ball the other way, and that pitch did a good job to straighten him up a bit. Mission accomplished.
Misses with the 2-0, and he's fired 3 straight outside the strike zone. And there's the automatic. That one pushed to the left and foul. Three-two. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. And a payoff pitch. Ripped to short. Throws across the diamond. And they get the leadoff hitter in the 7th.
The batter, number 99, shortstop,
John Chang, the next to hit. The shortstop takes the ball. Griffin, in his rookie season, he features a 4-seam fastball, a slider, and he works in a changeup. A little bit low. Now 2-0.
2-0.
And that one is inside.
3-0.
Too high, and it's ball 4.
He did not take the bat off his shoulder the entire at bat.
Designated hitter,
Mike Yastrzemski, the second MLB steps in. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
Ball 1, no strike.
Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
Swings through that one out in front that time.
That pitch started in and ended up on the outside edge. Just changing planes and very difficult, especially for a left-handed hitter to track.
The 1-2. Battling here as he fouls it away. Outside low, and it's 2-2. Struck him out looking. He's got to be frustrated with that call.
Got a little bit of a questionable call on that fastball right there. It appeared to miss off the outside just a little bit, according to the electronic strike zone. But that's the type of location where you kind of have to understand that it's close enough to where you don't want to put the fate of your bat in the hands of the umpire. He did, and he got burned.
Chief Horn now at the plate. That one ripped. That is the inning. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Chin.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Leading off,
well, one-run game, and the batter now, Carson Coronado, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Swing and a miss.
He's had a tough day at the plate. 3 strikeouts already. It's hard not to think negative but you got to find a way to somehow center up the baseball and put it in play.
Swing and a miss. Action in the pen down there. Oh, how. The closer is getting ready and perhaps looking at a long save opportunity here. Looking to get the tying run on base. Inside. And the count is 1-2. Gets a piece and stays alive. And a 1-2. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Pretty big strikeout right there to start this 8th inning. Down one. Any leadoff base runner really makes this inning a bit more interesting. But now this offense has to switch from possibly trying to manufacture a run to needing to run into something or just try to string multiple hits together to get a run across the plate.
Now the left fielder, Stephen Kwan. Corner infielders guarding the lines, trying to prevent extra bases. Off the plate inside, and that's ball one. Outside with a breaking ball.
Well, usually a high level of confidence when you're facing a young pitcher out there on the mound. In this situation, ahead 2-0, he's put himself in a really good spot.
One down, base is empty. That one hit to right, and that will fall.
Always feels amazing getting a job done when the team needs you to come through. It's just bigger than your own individual stats. Hooked around that pitch on the outside, but he was still able to square it up pretty nicely, and that takes quick, strong wrist to pull that off.
One down. Next to hit, Dylan Dingler. 0 for 3. A fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. And that is out of play. Squirts away a little bit.
1-1.
No advance. Good job behind the dish. The 1-1. Just missed. With the tying run on at first, and we're at the top of the 8th.
Well, he had a pretty good look at that pitch and not sure exactly what tied him up there. Couldn't pull the trigger, and perhaps the best pitch he'll see in this at-bat to hit.
This to center field. Shin makes the grab on the run.
That's just a really nice catch on the run right there. He saved extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
So up next, Travis Bazzana, 1 for 3. And it's fouled off.
Typically, the outfield defense will play a little bit deeper just to keep the ball in front, make sure that runner on first doesn't come all the way around to score and tie this ball game up.
Swing and a miss as he was out front.
No ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes.
0-2 pitch that far out of the zone gives the hitter a little confidence that maybe he can climb back into this at bat.
And now it's even up. That one missed.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitter's got to stay focused on the pitch.
Austin in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Line drive. Carroll tracks it down for the out.
Now pitching.
Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th, Jacob Junis.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
Here's the third baseman, Drew Howe.
The third baseman, Drew Howe.
And a pitch. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
You know, this group of hitters, simply put, are producing a lot of quality swings. They've hit 7 line drives already, and even though some of them have been for outs, there's nothing wrong with delivering consistent, hard contact. That's almost always going to lead to positive results.
Line drive, caught.
That swing right there tells me he's seen the ball pretty well. I know it didn't produce a hit, but he made solid contact, and that's all you're looking to do anytime you're at the plate.
So digging in, John Jang. And first offering is fouled off. Base is empty, 1 away. Here the bottom half of the 8th inning. He swings and fouls one off. That's hard hit in the line. 2 down.
That was just a great jump and route to the ball. Well, it had to be. If he was going to cover all that ground and bring in that sinking liner, that's the way it had to be done. Nice job.
2 down, base is empty. Jay Shin will hit next. Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. Has room, and he makes the catch.
Now pitching.
Back now, and on the mound, the closer, Bo Howe. A chance at his first save of the year. Well, 1-run game, and here is Kyle Austin.
Kyle Austin.
That one outside. And it's 1-0.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
Tap foul to plate.
He's gone off speed. He needs to elevate here with 2 strikes out of the zone.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And a strikeout for the first out here in the 9th.
Well, that right there is what you want to see out of your closer. Come in and close the door. Cancel any hope that that opponent has in making some type of comeback in the ball game. Tell you what, that helps him settle in, and that helps everybody else relax a little bit to get these other 2 outs.
On the ground. And that one finds its way through. And that puts the tying run on base.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Just one of those seeing eye base hits through the infield. He just kind of rolled over on it a little bit, but sometimes those can find a hole and get you enough.
Substitution now at first base. On to pinch run, Johnny Floyd.
Johnny.
1 down, runner at first. Next is the designated hitter, Donnell Bronk. That clips the corner. With a move to first. Floyd back on a dive.
I think you want to get a one-way lead, be very aggressive in the secondary. This hitter not a power guy, so you want to make sure that you can get some linked on the secondary lead and perhaps score a ball in the gap.
0-2.
That misses the zone. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
Swings and misses. Struck him out. And they're down to their last out.
Now back.
And now the center fielder, Quincy Swan.
Right now they're looking for something hit hard into the gaps. Give them an opportunity with 2 outs to score that run from first.
Strike on the inside corner.
Just amazing to me how many closers and back-end relievers just throw absolute gas these days. I never would have had a chance.
And ball 1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Fouled off. He was late.
Clearly trying to stay back a little bit longer for that changeup as he fouls that fastball back.
This could end it. And the 1-2 misses to even the count.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
In the dirt. And an excellent job keeping it right there. Two outs. Lifted in the air down the left side. And that'll fall for a base hit. They stop the lead runner at second. Now 2 on with 2 outs.
That's tremendous fight from him, and I know it's got the dugout fired up down there. Down to the last strike, and he comes up with a hit to keep the game alive. It ain't over yet.
So the tying run in scoring position now. Will Brennan digs in now. First pitch doesn't find the zone. And that drops in for a strike.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
Strike 2, and there's a real chance they get out of this without allowing a run. Got him, and that's the ball game.
The ball for his first career save deserves to be on display at his house. I mean, it's kind of like when a restaurant frames its first dollar bill somewhere on a wall. You just can't forget your first save.
A 3-2 final score in this one. They hang on to win it by a run. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.